7th Annual Trabuco Hills Jazz in the Hills Festival. And before we get going, if you have a cell phone that's on, could you turn it off so that we don't get any feedback into the electronics? So, competing in the novice division from Cabrillo High School and Jody Gladstone. And it's the Really Big Band. Welcome, and let's give them a big round of applause.
My name is Brian Becker. I'm the former Director of Jazz Studies at Cal State Fullerton and at Chaffey College and at Riverside Community College. Now I'm a middle school principal.
Wow.
Congratulations. But I have my evenings free, which is a hit. Yeah. And the weekend, so I get a chance to still play a little bit, which is kind of nice from time to time. As your director knows, I understand.
Yeah, I have my own GreatAmericanSwingBand.com.
Beautiful. Check it out. This is a very fine band. Very fine band. I really enjoyed the performance a lot, and we're going to talk about all those great things. We might talk about a few things I want to enjoy a little differently, but that's cool too. But the first question I have for you, and we're set up a little differently than you were on stage, but thinking of your setup on stage, which part of the band worked the hardest?
Sorry, the whole section.
Okay, raise your hands if you think you worked the hardest. Oh, let me go back and ask you. Not enough of you are raising your hand. Let's say the first row. And anybody think the first row worked the hardest?
Yes.
In the set? How about the second?
Are we talking about playing or setting up?
I'm talking about playing.
I just do it. Victor does.
Good question though. Okay, how many think the second row? Uh-huh. How about the third row? Anybody think the third row and the rhythm section row? Which row should be working the hardest?
Your trumpets. Everyone should be playing.
Okay. These are the only guys that play every note. But which section did I feel was working the hardest? Anybody who stood up and took a solo. I've got to say these are some of the finest soloists together in one band that I've heard in a long time. At a lot of festivals. Brilliant work. However, that ought not be. I got the real impression rhythm section. There were times when you guys, we better call the recording studio now. Set it up. There were times when I felt you were on vacation. Take me out, coach. I'm tired. And you were sitting on the bench. And every time you were sitting on the bench is when those guys were standing up working their hardest. That's when I need you guys to step up. Because the band was going along at a real high energy level, a good portion of the time. We get to a soloist, and the soloists, all of them, took that energy level and went kaboom, way up here. And the rhythm section went, oh good, it's a soloist, I can relax a little bit. Step back. guys to turn that around. And I want you to work harder behind the soloist, because what's your job behind the soloist? Back them up. You gotta make them look good. You're their crew. If they're going out to a fight and you're backing them up, you guys want to look all small and nothing, or do you want to look big and tough? It's the perception. It's how you approach it. So if you're backing them up on that solo, you make it really important. So I would like you to play your most interesting stuff behind them. The other reason for that is, how many of them are there? Too many. So when the whole band's playing and you get real busy, you lose it. We never hear all the good stuff you're doing. But when it's just one soloist playing, now you guys can play all your cool stuff and it doesn't get lost in the thick of the structure. And you're all good enough musicians to really take it up to another level. But there were places when I said, well, I wanted to say, if I was on tape, I'd be saying it. Come on, drums, you gotta give me more here. Come on, bass, you gotta dig in more here. You gotta push it. Your soloist is taking you somewhere, you gotta go with it. If he's going, you don't leave your crew behind. You go to the lunchroom, we're gonna stay here in the library. He's all alone. He's not gonna be able to succeed. So I want you guys to go with your soloists more. Do you get a chance to see much live music? Jazz music? Don't watch the soloist. Watch what the rhythm section does in the solos. And you'll see, especially the drums, all of a sudden you get a chance to create things you can't create when the whole ensemble is playing. And you're a fine enough musician to do it abroad. In fact, who else was playing drums? Yeah, you too.
And
All
Gary
the
right
drums.
behind you.
Yeah, we had all sorts of people playing drums back there. And I was kind of on the corner, so I couldn't see around the curtain of everything. But I want you guys to step up your game now. Because you've got soloists that are really shredding here. And they could shred a whole lot more with that. So just an overall.